to the Department of Communication and Theater. I'm your host, Brittany Vallely. Today we are interviewing Neil David Seibel, Sarah Thornton, and Kirsten Maddox. They are in AUM's production of Measure for Measure by William Shakespeare and directed by Mike Winkleman. So, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
So Sarah, you are the artistic director at the Cloverdale Playhouse, and you worked with Mike Winkleman before. Tell us why you wanted to take on a role at our theater.
Well, Mike approached me saying, he wanted to do this project, and I thought, well, gosh, that's my dream role. I can't pass that opportunity up. And he had been very interested in having professional actors working with the students as a learning opportunity, which is something I would love to be a part of. So I was very excited, and this is my favorite Shakespeare play.
So you have a lot of experience, and you and Neil David are both equity actors. Neil David, why did you want to take the role of Angelo?
Well, pretty much just like Sarah said, Angelo's been on my bucket list. He's been on my top 5 since I was an undergraduate as well. So that's why I really wanted to do Angelo, really, really badly. So when Mike approached me and said, "Hey, what do you think about Measure for Measure?" I was like, "Oh, it's one of my top 5 ever." So yeah, I did that,
And here we are.
And here we are.
And what is the biggest challenge of playing Angelo, you think?
Well, we've talked a little bit about this, but one of the biggest challenges with these two characters is how much psychology there is, and they're not as straightforward, they're not as even. In Shakespeare, the poetry helps you out a lot, but these two characters are really, I'm speaking for you a lot.
That's okay. No, you're
But emotionally, they're all over the place, and that reflects in the verse. It makes it a bit more difficult to get an understanding of the language because they pop all over the place. How they phrase sentencing and things like that are just really, really challenging and hard. She'll say something that triggers my character's response, and I'll want to speak, but I don't get to speak for like 4 lines later. And there's all these lovely parentheticals. So I think that's one of the most challenging things. And plus, he's just a jerk.
That's sort of what we discussed drew us to the play, is that none of these characters are perfect people. They're all, even, the novice, the nuns are all imperfect. The leadership is imperfect, and that's, to me, one of the things that's really fun to explore. Yeah. The moments where I'm moral and good, and the moments where I'm righteous, and the moments where I teeter off of that and make mistakes and join the sinners, as it were. Those are the things that I love about this play, that everyone's in the gray.
She's a tyrant of the law, as am I. No.
So, your character is the antagonist, and Isabella is the protagonist. I guess, how would you describe the character Isabella?
She is very passionate about her beliefs. She is very religious. She loves her family. But she has some questions. One of the things that I'm exploring a lot in rehearsal is her moments where her faith is challenged. She's questioning her beliefs a lot. She's seeing the dark side of the world, and it's infiltrating, is that the word I want? It's getting into her skin, and it starts to change her. And so she's in this really difficult struggle between what's right and what's wrong. But she tries very hard to do the right thing.
Right. Well, even though both of your roles were pre-casted, but there are many AUM students who are getting to play big supporting roles. So I guess, Kirsten, tell us a little bit about the Provost.
So in today's time, the Provost would kind of be a combination of a military policeman meets a sheriff. So I'm in charge, or the Provost would be in charge of putting out all the proclamations that are given, making the arrests when they're ordered. And for the character, he goes through this whole struggle as to should he obey the order he is given or do what he thinks is moral and just.
Yeah, and she's also doing it in a vastly entertaining way.
Thank you.
It's fun.
Yeah, Shakespeare is a challenge, and you're getting to work with one of your own professors. How's that like?
To be honest, when I first, reading through the script and I saw that I had scenes with both of you who are equity members and professionals, I was a little intimidated at first. I was like, little old me going against these big people. But once I, got the flow and started really talking to you guys, just working through it, made me so much more comfortable. And my favorite scenes are the ones where I'm with you guys. So.
Good. And Neil David, what is it like working alongside your students?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's really, really fun because I just get to mess with them and tease them. You know, but there's a couple of one of the guys behind the camera right now is also in the show, so it's really, really fun to watch him work on stage and tease him mercilessly. Right now he's dying over there, aren't you?
Well, and Sarah, you're used to students coming over to the Cloverdale Playhouse. How's it like working with the actors here?
It's really fun. I'm really enjoying watching you guys find things in rehearsal and watching, because a lot of you, this is your first delve into the world of Shakespeare, and it's not an easy play to be your first Shakespeare play either. So I'm so impressed with all of you. You all work so hard, and one of the things that I'm endlessly impressed with the program, I was saying this to you the other day, that you all jump in wherever you're needed. You are such a good ensemble in building the sets and stepping in when someone misses rehearsal. It's really impressive. So I'm having a blast.
Ooh. And I guess maybe from a student's perspective, why do you think people should come see this show?
Well, it's the first glimpse of how student theater, you know, how it works, but also getting to see them step into these roles and working with professional actors and professional actresses. I think that's very interesting, and I think that's going to be something that I think everyone should come see. Just watching these people who have not made it yet, because they're still, you know, earning their degree, working with people who have made it and know what they're doing. But also the whole show, the whole cast is very diverse, which is something that I love. And I think that's another reason why everyone should come see the show, of how so many people in different areas of life can come together and put on a great performance.
Yeah. And we should also add in that there are two other faculty members, Sam Wallace, who is also a professional actor with his own resume and credits as well. And then
Who is he playing?
he is playing Pompey.
The clown.
Pompey the clown. And then Liz Woodward is also, she's the professor of English here, she is also on stage. And then also David, who is about to graduate with his master's in liberal arts, is playing the Duke. So there's some age on the stage.
Age on the stage.
Age on the stage.
Your poet didn't know.
Yeah, right. But
Well,
yeah,
it's
so
great. There's a lot
shot.
of different levels of experience,
Right.
and it's great to see how people work together and navigate that. It's been a blast.
Yeah, and those two are very, very funny. They hold, as she said, they are the clowns of the two. So watching Liz and Sam, it's like incredible. Oh, and we also have Terry Sweeney from the Community.
Right.
Yeah, she's in. So it is really, really diverse across the boards with ages and
Just everyone seems really involved.
yeah, absolutely. Yes, and you are also in it, of course. Excellent work. So yeah, it's just a love fest up here.
It's a love fest.
I've enjoyed it every minute, so I'm excited. And thank you guys so much for being here. I've enjoyed it. Measure for Measure opens April 12th. It starts at 7:30 p.m. and doors open at 7. Thank you so much for watching.